The Pat Riley and Jimmy Butler beef. Man, where can I begin? There is no beef. Now, you've already heard what Pat had to say about it, what Jimmy Butler thoughts are, and this is a clash between how business is done yesterday and how business is today. Even in the commentary, you see the old school players who are basically siding with Pat Riley in this situation. And there's more of the old school, well, not really old school players, but the players of the next generation, they're kind of going with Jimmy. Why is he picking on Jimmy Butler? He's picking on Jimmy. Jimmy didn't do nothing to deserve that. Why won't he just leave Jimmy alone? He's always saying something. He's the boss. That's his job. Your job is a player. Okay, you're not to determine who's the coach, where they go, who did this yesterday. That's not your job. You are the coach. No. Are you the player? Yes. You're mad because they're not bending the rules for you. They didn't bend the rules for Dwayne Wade. They didn't bend the rules for Shaq. They didn't bend the rules for Alonzo Mourning. They didn't bend the rules for Tim Hardaway. They damn sure are not going to bend the rules for Jimmy Butler. Jimmy feels he's the only marketable thing in Miami, really. Now, Pat has gotten on Tyler Hero, but they paid him. They shouldn't, in my opinion. One of those players had to leave. Jimmy does not play well with other people wanting to be superstar. That is not going to go well with him. Jimmy needs to be on a team of beta males, not a bunch of men that want to be the alpha and stand out and say, hey, this is what we're doing. Anybody who collides with his leadership and Jimmy Butler's direction on where the team should go, coaches, general manager, he wants to go. This started with Spo. Okay? This started way back with Spo. They still haven't really made that known. Pat Riley and Spo are neck and neck. Spo's not going nowhere. LeBron couldn't get Spo fired. Jimmy Butler can't get Spo fired. Spo's not going anywhere as long as Pat Riley is running the team. It's not going to happen. So for all the young people out there that don't understand or just you were too young to understand, Pat Riley came to Miami and they basically gave him the keys to run it however he wants. So the owners are very comfortable with the way Pat Riley is running things. Let Pat do it. Pat brought us 4 NBA finals, 2 championships with LeBron. We won one with Shaq and Dwayne Wade. I'm happy with what's happening here in Miami. We done went to 2 more, like whatever that NBA finals were. We done been to 2 more. Didn't win them, but we're making money. But what we need is somebody that understands the system. Jimmy came up from a basketball system, core belief, talent is off the chart with his basketball abilities. But Jimmy is aging, okay? And he started to develop late in his 20s to really hone his skills. So these are the last few good years we're going to have of Jimmy Butler. And Jimmy has been injury prone. But Pat Riley actually stood by Jimmy. But he's realistic about the situation. You haven't been around for the last 2 years. You've been injured in the playoffs. You've been injury prone. I can't sit there and give you hundreds of millions of dollars. And this is where the problem of the disconnect comes in at. Jimmy Butler believes I got to get more than Tyler Hero. There's no way Tyler Hero ain't me. And in his mentality, that's going to collide. Pat Riley made one big mistake. He was going to have to move either Jimmy or Tyler Hero. And he tried to keep them both because he's Pat. He can do what he wants. Can't nobody say what he needs to do. But he should have let Tyler Hero go last year. Tyler Hero was out the time they were in the finals. He's also been injury prone. But you paid him. But he's the younger guy, the younger generation, flamboyant. But you're not going to win championships with Tyler Hero. It's just not going to happen. He likes to flash more than, the substance. So that's not going to go well with a team that wants to win. So if you don't want to win, that's your narrative right there. Now the disconnect comes in at with Spo. Spo was the main problem is trying to get Jimmy to listen. Jimmy will tune out if he don't like it to go a certain way. Then he'll run the plays that you want him to run, but he almost like pouting like a baby. So that's another problem. The attitude that he brings into the huddle. He don't bring people together like Wade was. They thought they were getting another D Wade. They didn't know they were getting a baby in Jimmy who pouts. He's a kid that you got to give love to constantly because he probably didn't get a lot of it growing up. So you got to constantly give him love but he's supposed to be the leader. And that's how he felt. And Tyler Hero's not following Jimmy's lead. So what you have is a coup being staged with between the players. You got some of the players with Jimmy, some of the players that ain't with Jimmy. And that's just how it is. You got Jimmy guys and you got people that's with Tyler Hero, these younger guys. Haslam was ready to choke Jimmy because he was tired of it. And was like, look, man, let's go to the locker room. I'm finna show you because you're not a leader. You're not a tough guy. You're not a leader. And that's what it comes down to. Jimmy Butler is not a leader. He gives off the persona of a leader. He gives you that, oh, I'm a leader, I'm going to do this and that. All because he wants to get paid? No, it's the way you carry yourself. Because you didn't get traded to where you wanted to go and Miami didn't see a place, they said, hey, I will trade you. And don't worry, after this year, you can go wherever you want. If you don't want to be there, which is about he wants to get paid what he feels he should be paid. They let Dwayne Wade go. They will get you out of there. There's no way, shape, or form Pat Riley wants Jimmy Butler back now. You've crossed the line with Pat, and he's gonna want you gone. Like when you wasn't playing and your guys are playing and you out there talking, it's like, dude, players don't want to see you out here talking trash that they gotta go back up. You ain't out there on the floor battling with them. Don't talk. Well, see, the thing about it is, Pat Riley is stuck in a time where this is how you win. Grown men respected grown men, and he was in a league of grown men. It wasn't too many babies in the league. They were grown men. So they understood this is what you're supposed to do. Things didn't have to be told to them. They didn't have to tell them, hey, man, that's the general manager. Show some respect. You ain't have to have that conversation. You didn't have to say, well, hey, man, that's the coach. Hey, man, coaches go. They respected authority. They respected elders. They respected the chain of commands on the team, the roles, to say, hey, we would never talk to somebody on our team like that. We would never do anything like that because people knew there were lines that you couldn't cross. And Pat Riley runs the Miami Heat. That is it. Every trade that goes down, every player that's acquired, Pat is going to have a say in all of it. So he is Heat coach. And as long as he's pulling the strings, it's going to go the way he wants. You're not getting Spo fired because Jimmy wanted Spo gone. That's another thing people don't know. They sat down, they talked things out, and at the end of it, he felt the team needed to move on from Spo. That things have become kind of dated, but nothing was done. He felt things are being drastically exaggerated when it comes to him. But people would believe that if in every scenario this has happened in Chicago. All right, Derrick Rose is gone. It's now your team. You wanted Rose gone. They got rid of Derrick Rose. You were the man. They brought in Dwayne Wade. You didn't like that. Even though you cool with D Wade and y'all the boys and all that, you didn't want to play with him. It was in your way. And he was in there trying to help you. Your fellow Marquette brother is trying to help you and give you some advice. You want it out. So now Wade is gone. You gone to Minnesota with Tibbs, and you going over there with your coach. You play 1 year, y'all go to the playoffs. Next thing you know, everybody's excited for next year. You're forcing a trade out. Then you go to the 76ers. Y'all go to the Eastern Conference Finals, 1 game away from going to the NBA Finals. Perfect fit for you. You and the head coach couldn't get along. Then the coach ends up getting fired because they backed Ben Simmons. Then you're gone again. And now you're in Miami. And here we are, right back at the same problem. You feel I deserve this amount of money. They feel you don't. This is how much we want to pay you. Y'all can't come to an agreement, so you want to be traded and you want to dictate where you go. That's where the problem in the NBA started. LeBron James created this whole cycle of nonsense, of entitlement, where I gotta go, superstar spoiled babies who have desecrated the sport. And that's why y'all being replaced. Because you're shown ungratefulness, no respect to the company. It's like a person that work at the job, and that first 6 months, they great. Then once they get the job, they get lazy as hell. And they don't want to do nothing no more. Oh, I did my work already. Shoot, I just come in and say what's up to everybody, talk to people, and jobs don't get done on time. And it's like, whoa, what's happening here? How did we get here? How did we arrive at this point? Because people are fickle, people are screwed up, people have no idea of the damning natures of the things that they do. It's so many people that don't get it. I don't even understand it myself. But one day they will. Me, I'm on Pat Riley's side. I'm not paying Jimmy. I'd have traded him already. That Pat is already trying to get something comparable back for losing Jimmy. Now, what's going to be hard for Pat is that the times have changed and everybody's like Jimmy Butler now. You have a bunch of overspoiled babies in the league. A bunch of them. Bunch of them watch LeBron, grew up watching LeBron dictate and cry like a baby all the time and get his way. So they're going to want their way too. And that's exactly what you're dealing with. You got the Anthony Davises. You got the LeBron. You got all those type of players. Gilbert Arenas was one. And you see it didn't work out well for him, but it did when he was in Washington. He got his money there. And then everybody else had to deal with his nonsense. Until it got to a point where like it's just we gotta cut our ties with it. So his basketball career didn't come out to anything. He had about 2, 3 years where he was had a good run. But entitlement. I could do whatever I want. He still got that attitude. But you see what the direction is. The direction is nonsense. Jimmy is Jimmy is somebody who is emotional. He wants it to be his team. Tyler Hero is ready for it to be his team. And Jimmy's like, if that's the case, either pay me or trade me. Now, he wouldn't mind going back to the 76ers. Now that the coach is gone and everything else, he can be with Joel Embiid, who's another spoiled baby. It's a lot of them. But if you Pat Riley, you can't trade away your only character of note because Tyler Hero don't get any press clippings. Jimmy does. They talk about Jimmy Butler. You need somebody to stand out. It can't be like, all right, it's Tyler Hero in the Miami Heat. It's not gonna flow that well. You need a star. You need somebody with some type of stature on your team, or you're just going to be rebuilding your team. Hell, the Pistons got Cade Cunningham. What do you have to show? Hey, we here too. I don't see it. I don't see it, bro. What? So the Heat coaches, we just gonna build it up from the ground up? We gonna create our own Jimmy Butler somewhere? You know, we have to see. I don't know what's going on with these people, but I am not going to look at it from no other point of view than the fact that everybody's saying where should Jimmy go? What teams? I really don't care where Jimmy goes. Where Jimmy goes, I hope he go to Lakers. To be honest, I hope he play with LeBron because I can't wait to see that explode. That whole thing is going to implode because LeBron won. He gonna mess with Jimmy, and they gonna get along fine till it's not going right. And when it ain't going right, you know who they gonna blame? Jimmy. And nowhere he's been, Jimmy has been blamed. He hasn't been blamed for anything that's happened on the court. No blame on the court. In all of his career, Jimmy has not been blamed for something that happened on the court. Now you got these younger players or younger generational players, and they feel like, hey, let him do what he want to do. Let him shine. You know, you got players that I even respect. Paul Pierce, he was taking up for Jimmy. It's the way Pat doing things over there. But you see, you got Isaiah, Sam Mitchell. They going off on Jimmy Butler because they know the difference. That's the difference of the culture. Paul Pierce came up from that. Paul is still with this young movement. He's right now, he lives like caught in today's time. Sam and Zeke, they don't move like that. Isaiah and Zeke don't move like that at all. They're cool with their time saying, hey, we had our time. You know, all the new stuff these young kids do, that's for them. We not trying to wear skinny jeans with holes cut all in them and all this tropical pants and all that. No, we grown. We ain't got time for that. That's for these young folks. Paul Pierce is still attached to that. He want to wear the skinny jeans. He want to be with the times. Can't, man. This is what everybody wearing now. So you know, he one of them. He can't let go. So he want to be stuck in there. So he's connected to it. So yeah, Jimmy. Why not let Jimmy live? Why are you telling Jimmy what he doing in wrong? Why are you always barking at him? You see, that's the mentality of somebody who can't accept, or they're in their second childhood, or they stuck. Because how in the hell can you not see Jimmy's the problem? Well, my thing is send Jimmy Butler home. Send him home. Jimmy has quit on the team, and he doesn't want to be there. It's not even about the money no more now. He wants a trade. He wants to be gone. And the way Pat Riley do business is behind closed doors. That's the way he moves and operates. So if he moves and operating that way, why would it be any different? So that's just how I see it. Jimmy has a funny thing in his little coffee shop he got, his coffee business, where he says uh, NBA bosses are supposed to build you up, not break you down. Like boss is supposed to build you up, not break you down. When he talking to his employee, one of his employees at his coffee shop he got. Of course, Gilbert Arenas is gonna take up for. Oh, you ain't gotta. I didn't even have to hear. If you just say Gilbert, he is always gonna take up for the player. He's never gonna take up for management. This is a guy who don't follow rules, don't like rules. He didn't follow the management rules. So of course he gonna be what? This is not because of you, Pat Riley. It's because of the players on the floor. Man, Haslam don't really get along with this dude. I mean, that's the thing. Well, he made a lot of people very uncomfortable. So when you make a lot of people very uncomfortable, there's a lot of people that are going to rebel against your values, what you do, how you carry yourself, the whole nine. Oh, 100. 100. The Miami Heat don't want Bradley Bill. So I know you want Bradley Bill. The Miami Heat don't want Bradley Bill. They were like, we don't want him. Why am I gonna trade for a player that's injury prone who don't really play well with others? He likes it to be just his show. He's older, and we've seen a lot of his athleticism gone. And these younger players are blowing by him. And Bradley Beal, yeah, he can score 30 and 40, but you're going to lose. The trade for Bradley Beal to Phoenix made no sense. I said, whoa, this is the problem. Book or him are going to have to go. They needed a point guard, somebody that can run the point. I don't know what they're doing now. Like, If I was them, the team that I think I would try to make the trade for is the Minnesota Timberwolves. Send him back to Minnesota. Let him pair up. I don't know how that organization do. They got new general managers or what, but trade for Randall. So therefore, you got Randall on your team. He's a guy that's gonna buy in. So you're trading contract basically for contract. You got a low post guy who can put up some points, and you can be there, make Tyler Hero the star, and move on from there. No, Pat's just no nonsense. If you want to get along with Pat, all this pouting, all this I don't really want to be here, but I'm here because they pay me to be here. Nobody want to hear that. You play to win. As long as they're paying you money to be on the team, your job is to play to win. That's it. Now it's all this, I need to go here. I don't want to play where it's cold. I think I've earned the right to play over here near I got family over there, so I kind of want to be there. That's what free agency is for. LeBron and got y'all manipulative people stuck in it is I could choose where I go. You could trade me, but here's where I want to go. Y'all done started that. Can we want to control trades and free agency? Free agency, the team can't tell you nothing. So go where you want to go. But trading was up to the team. They trade you where they wanted to. Now it's like, well, if you trade me there, I'm sitting out. I'm not gonna resign with y'all. So if y'all trade for me, just know I'm gonna be gone at the end of the year. I'd be like, man, if I was another team, I'd be like, I don't want him. So the owner's gonna unify to cripple that. And that's what you're seeing now. A lot of these owners and all these rules coming in here are gonna cripple you. They're gonna block it where you can't even move around no more. And that's what they doing now with this new collective bargaining. Y'all hurt the league with that. People can't even buy jerseys because you ain't on the team long enough, and then you off the team. It's just craziness in the league, and all of this stuff is going to come to an end. And you probably see about 10 black guys in the league about time at the rate they going. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the Jimmy Butler trade. I'm out. And shouts out to Kwame Brown, Bus Life. Welcome to HDII TV Sports Talk with Jose Rodriguez. I'm up out of here.